Good morning. Good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening to friends in North America, and hello to anyone watching on replay. My name is Nancy Hetker, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne, Australia. And today I wanted to start by reminding you all that we are still in the midst of our Perfect Partners promotion, where we have 6 sets of dies that coordinate with 6 stamp sets that do not have dies in their catalogs. They are only available for the month of September, so you have about 10 more days to be able to pick them up. I have and have been showing you the Apple Harvest bundle and the Fresh Cut Flowers bundle and the This Birthday Piggy bundle. But there are also the Trimming the Tree bundle, Waterfall Canyon bundle, and Yeti to Party bundle also available, but again, only till the end of this month. And then the dies go away. The stamp sets are still around, but the dies, which have so much more than just dies to cut out the images in the stamp set. Like here's again the Playful Piggies. Cut out the super cute pigs, which are on a card, actually 2 different cards on my blog today, if you haven't seen those yet. But also a whole bunch of accessories like a wagon and some banners and flowers and all kinds of fun stuff. Haven't even begun to play with the whole extent of it. And likewise, on the other ones that I own, there are all kinds of accessories, and I've used many more of those, especially this Fresh Cut Flowers one. I've been surprised at how much I've been using that and really enjoying it. So I encourage you to look at these if you haven't. None of these the piggies. I'm a sucker for the piggies, but the Apple Harvest and the Fresh Cut Flowers, I just passed right over them when they didn't have dies, but I'm loving them with the dies. So, okay, enough about that. The other thing I wanted to remind you about is if you are here in the Melbourne area on Saturday, the 1st of October, it is World Card Making Day, and I am hosting a free event here at my craft studio. There'll be a couple of make and takes that you can make and take if you want, or if you bring some addresses to send them right out, because how many of us make cards and keep them in our stash and don't let them go? But you have to do that second part. You have to send them out to somebody. So if you bring some addresses, I'll supply the stamps, and I'll give you a little gift too for actually getting them made and sent out. And then also, if there's something you've been wanting to finish up or get some advice on, or take the plunge to cut into your paper or whatever, bring it along, and we'll make some projects with your stuff. You can make projects with your stuff. So just sign up for that. You can send me an email, nancy@nancysniftynotes.com, and let me know you're coming so I prepare some card packs for you. Okay, so today's project is going to be featuring the Sun Prince Sweet Collection. And this is that gorgeous blues and grays designer series paper. These are all blues. Let's find some grays for you. There's a gray. And there's a gray. So it's gray granite and Night of Navy and Pacific Point and Starry Sky and white. And these are really pretty papers, and it's been fun to find ways to use them. And they have a coordinating stamp set and dies bundle. And today I decided there are a lot of really pretty samples in the catalog for all of our stamp sets and suites and such. So whenever I'm kind of stuck about what I want to do, I like to go to the catalog and I like to case it. And sometimes I case it by copying it exactly, and sometimes it just is inspiration and I change it up. But today I'm going to be casing this card right here because I like all the different elements on it. I like the different things that we're doing with it. So I'm going to copy that one pretty precisely. You know, it'll probably look different because I'm not the concept artist who made this one. So yeah, we're going to do that. Let's see who is here today with me. Hello, Gladys and Paula and Shelley. Hello. Good to have you with me. Okay, we're going to get started here. I've gone ahead and pre-cut some things, but I'm going to start with, I'm going to bring this back in for a second here. I'm going to start with this striped rectangle in the back, and you hopefully will be able to see that they've gone ahead and blended some ink on there. It's plain up at the top, and then from the bottom up, it's got some ink blended on there. So we're going to start with that, and I'm going to bring in, I've got a dirty piece of grid paper to get started with, and my Starry Sky ink pad, and a blending brush. And yeah, so it's going to be darker at the bottom and fade out as it goes to the top, and then nothing on that sort of top quarter or third. I'm left-handed, so I'm turning mine this way because I'm going to come in like that, and I'm just going to swirl on some ink, and I'm going to start on my paper because here you can see where I was doing some testing to make sure my my brush was clean. Where I put it down, it makes a big blort splot of ink, and then it gets smoother as you go out from there. So I'm starting on my grid paper to get that blort on there, and now I'm going to swirl onto my paper and work my way up. And it's not going to take very much to get the effect I want. I'm going to do just a bit more. Again, starting there and working my way up. One more time just to get it a little bit darker here at the bottom. And I call that good. So, move that out of the way. Yeah, just by starting off, it's all smooth on there. I don't have any big splotches of ink. And you can see how there. So, what are we going to do to make this card? Whoops, sorry about that. Anchor my stand a little bit. I think what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and glue that on. Now I've pre-cut this piece to go on the front of my card. So I think I'm just going to glue that on there. Get a little better perspective here. Okay, so that's on. And I'm going to do a little stamping here. So we need one of the fern. Tisha, can you see now? I don't know why you couldn't see anything. There's a fern in gray granite. Every time I see that fern, I think of the New Zealand rugby team, the All Blacks. New Zealand's symbol is the silver fern, so they have all black jerseys and with the white fern on them. My husband watches rugby. one of these flowers, and I'm stamping this in So Saffron. I wasn't sure from the picture in the catalog if they used So Saffron or Daffodil Delight, and I decided it was up to me what I wanted to use. So I chose So Saffron. There we go. And I'm going to bring in my cut and emboss. There. And the dies. You can see my well-loved bottom cutting plate there. This one. And two, I can't remember if I've told you guys before, when you've got something that's got that really narrow little stem, they've got a hole there at the bottom, and you should be able to maneuver it so you can just see the stamped stem in that hole, and then you know you've got it lined up in the right place. We'll see if that holds true here. This one doesn't go down quite enough actually to get to the hole. I can see already. And then I put the plate on at an angle and then put it on to hopefully not move things. That's going to be too off. There we go. Again, it's got a roller in there and it just puts pressure on the dies and they cut right out. Go. So there are those two cut. Don't need that piece. And then I'll show you the picture again, remind you what we're making. We're making that one. So we will also need the sentiment. So I'm going to bring in a piece of Starry Sky. I think they actually used Night of Navy. We'll do that. Voila, a scrap of Night of Navy. And this is the embossing buddy, which is available again through the Stampin' Up! Catalog. It's part of the whole embossing tools pack that they now have. And I'm going to stamp the sentiment with some Versamark. You could also use the craft white ink, but I think that's harder to clean off the stamp, so I tend to just go with Versamark. And you know me, I like to clean my stamps right away, so there's no chance of an accident happening. Now I'm going to bring in my embossing box. And again, I like this because it helps contain the embossing powder tends to fly everywhere, and this helps keep it from getting all over my desk. And I just like to scoop it on, pour the excess back in there. The new embossing tools bundle has a tray, so you can pour from the little pot that the embossing powder comes in over, tap it off into the tray, and the tray has a funnel spout to put it back into the little pot. I find this easier. And now my heat tool. I'm going to warm it up a little bit here. and heat this up just till that powder melts and turns bright and glossy. There we go. Voila. And then I have a feeling they hand cut, powder went. Anyway, there we go. I have a feeling that they hand cut, maybe they die cut it, I'm not sure. Anyway, this is the die I'm going to use to cut it out, and I'm going to do that off camera. You don't need to see me do that again. And that die was from the All That dies, part of the He's All That suite. And there's that all ready to go. So I think we now have all of the elements that we need because I pre-cut, like I said, a few of them. So there are the little sprigs that get used. Bring that in for a little reference here. There it is. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the card. And I cut it a little bit long. I often like to do that. And I'll show you how I then neaten that up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that it's fully flush up with that top edge. Side to side isn't usually an issue, but sometimes if this isn't exactly right, it seems to me the top and the bottom can be off just a little bit. So I could bring in my my regular sliding paper trimmer, but I have this one, so I'm gonna do this, and I just line that edge right up there and just slice that off. And now I have it perfect. Okay. Just make sure everyone's feed is still going okay and we're all good. So I'm just going to lay this out really fast to make sure that I have it as I want it. So it's hard to see in the picture, but there are actually two different layers of this wreath. One is out of vellum and one is out of basic white. So they're going to layer up on there. And there's that flower. That leaf, fern leaf, and that sprig. See, that is a lot bigger, isn't it? That's okay though. There's going to be that. I'm going to come up a bit higher. See, that's why I like to lay it out, is so I know where I'm aiming, if you will. That's going to be there. That's going to come up a bit. That's going to come out of there. And we're going to have some ribbon back behind here. So that's going to work just fine. What I'm going to do is now pull these off. And I'm going to layer these guys up. And when I cut out the basic white wreath, I did it with adhesive on the back. This one I didn't. This one I did. So I brought in my silicone mat because what I want to do is pull the backing off the adhesive. I find it so much easier than putting lots of little dots of glue. And I'm hoping that as I overlay these, I got it all there. I want them offset. They are offset. So as I overlay them, and I don't, so I'm kind of hoping, I'm doing it on the sheet because the adhesive won't stick to the sheet. Sorry, I'm trying to think and talk at the same time. And I'm hoping there's enough adhesive that it will help hold this whole thing down. I may have to add some dots of glue there. I think so. Just to help a little more, but I can put it where I know it won't be seen through the vellum. Not that I'm particularly concerned. With so much going on, but still. And now I can bring this in and figure out exactly where I want everything to be. Not sure it matters super much. I do have glue under there a little bit, but mostly I'm hoping that the adhesive sheet does the job, and it seems to have. Yes, good. Okay, and I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and put this ribbon on the back of my label. This is the Gray Granite Shimmer ribbon. I'm going to try to figure out how much I want here. Looks like about right. And then my very sophisticated sticky tape adhesion. Yep. Okay. Set that aside. This one first. Bring in some dimensionals, I think, to put these on. Now, if I were in the US, I would be concerned about that sticking off, but I would also have a wider card, so it would have been fine. But here, our envelopes allow us to do that, so I'm not worried about that. I think I like that. Go just a touch higher. And now some dimensionals on on there. I think I'm going to put a glue dot. Because that is going to actually stick onto that, I believe. There we go. And then these little guys are also on adhesive backing. So I can put one sticking out there. And one up there. And then the last thing I think they did on theirs is, if I can get these bits of trash off, come here. They put a pearl. Could do the regular pearls. I think I'm going to do one of these iridescent ones. These are really cool. There we go. And that is one cased Sunprints card for you today. I think you guys are still with me. I'm not seeing any comments, so hopefully you're just enraptured and following along. But I would still love to see everything you are making. So, there's Paula. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I copied it straight out of the catalog, so I can't take any design credit for it, but I can copy things. But if you are creating, I would love to see what you're making. I love to see what everyone's making. Please go ahead and upload your creations to my Nancy's Nifty Notemakers Facebook group. We would love to ooh and ah over them. Yeah, and I will be back same time, same place next week to do another project for you. So thanks for joining me today, and I will see you again. Bye-bye.